Hi, this is Gio, and I have a problem. My bathroom cabinets, the laminate in my bathroom cabinets are starting to bow and peel away. This is basically mainly due to flaws in the construction, and they didn't, I believe they didn't probably cure it properly in the factory, and now it's bowing up as a result of humidity and just usage. So I'm hoping to glue this down, and I will show you how to do that. But first, I have to get this door off, the cabinet door, and I'll just remove some of these screws, these main screws here, and so I can expose this bowed section. So I removed the door, and you can see the problem. It's just peeling up, and this is very, very stiff, and I'm thinking it's going to require some stiff glue or some really strong glue to get this down. And I've known people to glue these just with Elmer's glue or even super glue. A lot of people have, for some reason, think this will work with super glue, but it really doesn't, because this is so stiff. I mean, you have to push really hard, and it really wants to peel back once it's warped, and so you really need to get it glued on securely so it will last. So what I like to do, I mean, I said Elmer's glue, but I use typical Elmer's wood glue, and this is probably the best thing you can use for this kind of laminate. Not only do you have wood on one side, but the back side of the laminate is pretty coarse, and so it adheres to glue really well. And this is probably one of the stronger types of glue, and reasonably inexpensive, and you could just get a big bottle for a relatively low price and just use it for many different types of projects. So just putting glue in here and holding it down for a few minutes is not going to do the trick. This will need to cure and dry for probably a few hours to make sure that this really stiff laminate is secure. So you could either get a little board with some clamps to hold it down, or I like to, I just happen to have just a little box here which I just grabbed. I think it'll do the trick. So once I glue it, I could just secure it down, and I'll need some clamps to hold it down and get it nice and secure. Now what I have is these little vice grips here that when you just squeeze them, they just kind of ratchet shut and they could secure firmly. You could also use those type that have a screw. Those are quite common. Either way, these are just very handy. You could use them with one hand. So the first step is to, of course, put in the glue. So we pop. Now, putting in glue is very simple, but I wouldn't be that concerned with putting too much in. You don't want to saturate the whole thing and get it squeezed out, but I just put a little bead in there. And the next thing I like to do, since it's really hard to get into this little crevice, so I just take a paper towel and kind of like fold it into a little corner. Probably just a little corner like this will work. And then I just stick it in there and kind of rub it in as far as I can do. And really, you don't need a big drip in there. You just need it kind of like spread out a little bit, and then kind of wipe off the residue so it's as far back as you can get it. And then I put down this, and then the vice grip. And you can see the glue coming out. And I wouldn't wipe this right away. Once it dries, it'll be much easier to peel out, and I will probably take a nice little razor blade and just kind of cut it off nicely. If you kind of wipe it, sometimes it's harder to get some of the residue out of there. So I'm just going to let it sit here for several hours until it's done. Maybe I'll put in, I actually have two vice grips, might as well put put in the second one just to make sure that it's secure. And then just let this sit for a few hours and then we'll come back. Alright, so we've done drying it. Let's just check what we got now. Do that. A little stuck a little bit, but it's fine. There's some residual glue there. Oops. Let me just lightly scrape that up. And just lightly get this glue off here. Well, once you clean it up, it seems like it's well. I think the glue needs to dry a little bit more, but it seems to work well. It's once I get it cleaned off of glue, it should work out. So I'll do the rest of this, and it should be good to go. And I have done this several times with some other cabinets that have the same issue, and you know, months later they are still adhered using the Elmer's glue. And I don't think other types of glue, unless they're equivalent to the Elmer's wood glue, would work that well. Super glue will not work. I know that for a fact. I have a friend who did that with theirs. But good luck on your project. Thanks. Bye.